English grammar is not just a subject you study in school. It is the foundation of how you think, how you express yourself, and how you connect with the world. If you truly want to speak English confidently, you don't need complicated rules at the beginning. You need clarity, practice, and awareness of the basics that shape every sentence you say or write. Because grammar is not about sounding difficult, it is about sounding clear. When you begin learning English, the first thing you must understand is that a sentence is like a small world. It has structure, meaning, and purpose. A basic English sentence usually follows a simple order: subject, verb, object. For example, I eat apples. Here, I is the subject, eat is the verb, and apples is the object. This is the simplest form of communication, yet it carries meaning. Many learners make their English complicated, but fluency begins with simplicity. Think about daily life. You don't need advanced grammar to say I am happy, or she is reading a book, or they are playing football. These are small sentences, but they are powerful because they are correct. Grammar helps you avoid confusion. If you say I happy am, people may still understand you, but it sounds broken. When you say I am happy, it sounds natural and complete. This is the beauty of grammar. It gives your thoughts a proper shape. One of the most important parts of grammar is understanding tenses. Tenses tell us when something happens: past, present, or future. For example, I go to school shows present. I went to school shows past. And I will go to school shows future. Without tenses, your speech loses time and meaning. Imagine telling a story without knowing when it happened. It becomes confusing. So mastering basic tenses is like learning how to place your thoughts in time. Now let's talk about verbs. Verbs are action words. They bring life to your sentences. Words like run, eat, speak, write, think, and feel are all verbs. Without verbs, sentences are dead. For example, she runs fast. He speaks clearly. They write letters. These actions show movement and meaning. Many beginners forget to change verbs according to tense. For example, saying, he go to school yesterday is incorrect. The correct form is, he went to school yesterday. Small changes create correct grammar. Pronouns are another important part of grammar. Instead of repeating names again and again, we use pronouns like I, you, he, she, it, we, they. For example, instead of saying, Ali is a good boy, Ali plays football, Ali likes school, we can say, Ali is a good boy, he plays football, he likes school. This makes speech smoother and more natural. Pronouns help us avoid repetition and make communication easier. Then we have articles like a, an, and the. These small words often confuse learners, but they are very important. A is used before words that start with consonant sounds like a book, a car. An is used before vowel sounds like an apple, an hour. The is used when we talk about something specific like the sun, the book on the table. These little words make your English sound polished and correct. Prepositions are also a key part of grammar. They show relationships between words, especially place and time. For example, on the table, in the room, at 5 o'clock, under the chair. If you say, I am in home, it is incorrect. The correct form is, I am at home. These small corrections make a big difference in your speaking confidence. Another basic but powerful part of grammar is subject-verb agreement. This means the subject and verb must match. For example, he is happy, not he are happy. They are playing, not they is playing. This rule may seem small, but it is one of the most common mistakes learners make. Once you understand it, your English becomes much more accurate. Now let's talk about sentences in daily life. Imagine you want to introduce yourself. You can say, "My name is Ahmed. I live in Pakistan. I am a student." These simple sentences are grammatically correct and powerful. You don't need complex vocabulary to express yourself, you just need correct structure. Grammar is not about showing off, it is about being understood. Another example is asking questions. In English, question structure is different from normal sentences. For example, "You are happy" becomes "Are you happy?" "She is coming" becomes "Is she coming?" This small change in structure turns statements into questions. Many learners struggle here, but once you practice, it becomes natural. Grammar also teaches us how to connect ideas. Words like and, but, because, so help us join sentences. For example, "I wanted to go out, but it was raining." Or, "I studied hard, so I passed the exam." These connecting words make your speech smooth and logical. Without them, your sentences feel disconnected. Spelling and punctuation are also part of grammar. A full stop ends a sentence. A comma creates a pause. A question mark shows curiosity. For example, "I am learning English." "Where are you going?" "I like tea, coffee, and juice." These small marks guide the reader and listener. Without punctuation, writing becomes confusing. Now let's talk about real-life communication. Grammar is not just for exams, it is for life. When you say, "I need help," or "Can you help me?" you are using grammar. When you write a message, when you speak to someone, when you express your feelings, grammar is always there. Even if you don't notice it, you are using it every day. Many people think grammar is difficult, but it becomes easy when you stop fearing mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Every fluent speaker once made mistakes. The difference is they kept practicing. You don't need to be perfect, you need to be consistent. Speak small sentences, read simple texts, practice daily conversation. Slowly, grammar will become natural. Let's take a small conversation example. "Hello, how are you?" "I am fine, thank you. And you?" "I am good too." This is simple grammar in action. It is not complicated, but it is correct. Or, "What are you doing?" "I am studying English." These sentences build confidence step by step. Even storytelling uses grammar basics. "Yesterday I went to the market. I bought fruits. I met my friend." These simple past tense sentences help you describe events clearly. You don't need advanced vocabulary to tell your story. You just need correct structure. Grammar also helps you in writing. Whether it is an email, a message, or an essay, correct grammar makes your writing professional and clear. If you write, "I want job," it sounds incomplete. But if you write, "I want a job," it becomes correct. These small details matter. When you start noticing grammar in daily life, everything changes. You begin to see patterns, you understand how people form sentences, you start correcting yourself, and slowly English becomes part of your thinking, not just your study. The truth is, English grammar is not something to memorize, it is something to live. You don't need to rush. You need to understand step by step. First, learn simple sentences, then tenses, then questions, then connecting ideas. This is how natural learning happens. Strength is not about being perfect. It is about continuing even when things feel difficult. Grammar is the same journey. You will make mistakes, but every mistake is a step forward. You will stumble, but every sentence you try is progress. So start today with small steps. Speak one sentence correctly, write one paragraph, read one page. Don't wait for perfect grammar to begin speaking. Start speaking to build grammar. Because fluency is not built in silence, it is built in practice. And remember, English grammar is not your enemy, it is your tool. It is your bridge to the world. The more you practice it, the more powerful your voice becomes. And when you continue this journey of learning English grammar, you start to realize something very important. Fluency is not built in one day. It is built in repetition. You don't become confident by reading rules once. You become confident by using them again and again in real life. For example, you may already know that I am going is present continuous tense. But real understanding comes when you start using it in your daily routine. I am going to school. I am going to work. I am going to meet my friend. The more you speak it, the more natural it becomes. Grammar stops feeling like a subject and starts feeling like your own voice. Many learners stop speaking because they are afraid of making mistakes. But mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are practice. If you say, he go to school instead of he goes to school, it is not the end of your journey, it is part of your journey. The correction teaches your mind how English actually works. Every correction builds awareness. Think of grammar like walking. When a child learns to walk, they fall again and again. But they don't stop, they keep trying. Slowly, balance becomes natural. English grammar is the same. At first, you will feel unbalanced. You will mix tenses, you will forget articles, you will pause while speaking, but with time, your mind adjusts and sentences start forming automatically. Let's go deeper into daily communication. Imagine you are talking about your routine. You say, I wake up early, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast, I go to work. This is simple present tense and it is powerful because it describes your life clearly. You don't need big words, you need clear structure. Now imagine you are talking about the past. I visited my grandmother, I met my friends, I watched a movie. This is past tense. It allows you to share memories. And when you speak about the future, I will travel tomorrow. I will study harder. I will improve my English. This is future tense. It gives direction to your thoughts. Grammar is not just rules, it is timing. It tells your listener when something happened. Without it, your message becomes unclear. With it, your message becomes powerful. Another important habit is thinking in English. Most learners first think in their native language and then translate. This creates delay and confusion. But when you start thinking in simple English sentences like, I am tired, I need water, I am learning, your fluency improves naturally. Grammar becomes part of your thoughts, not just your speech. Now let's talk about adjectives. Adjectives describe things, for example, a beautiful flower, a tall man, a fast car, a happy child. These words add color to your sentences. Without adjectives, language feels flat. Compare, she is a girl with, she is a beautiful girl. The second sentence gives a clearer image. Adverbs are also important. They describe actions. For example, he runs quickly. She speaks softly. They work hard. Adverbs make your actions more meaningful. They tell how something is done. Grammar is not only about what happens, but how it happens. Now consider real conversations. If someone asks you, where are you from? You can answer, I am from Pakistan. If they ask, what do? You can say, I am a student. These are basic grammar structures, but they are enough to communicate confidently anywhere in the world. Even in professional life, grammar matters. When you write an email like, I am writing to inform you about the meeting, it sounds respectful and clear. But without grammar, your message loses impact. Good grammar creates good impression. One of the most powerful habits in learning grammar is listening. When you listen to English conversations, podcasts, or videos, you start noticing patterns. You hear how sentences are formed naturally. Your brain starts copying those patterns without effort. This is how children learn language naturally, and you can do the same. Reading also plays a huge role. When you read simple English stories, your mind absorbs sentence structures. You may not even realize it, but your grammar improves silently in the background. Every correct sentence you read becomes a model for your own speech. Writing is the final step of mastery. When you write daily, even a few lines, you train your brain to organize thoughts. For example, today I felt happy because I learned something new in English. This small habit builds long-term fluency. At some point in your journey, you will notice something beautiful. You will stop translating in your mind. You will start speaking directly in English. Sentences will come naturally. You will not search for words, they will come to you. That is when grammar has truly become part of you. Remember, perfection is not the goal. Communication is the goal. If someone understands you, your grammar is already working. And with practice, it will become better, smoother, and more natural. It begins when you accept where you are and decide to move forward anyway. English grammar is the same journey. You don't need to know everything today. You just need to start today. So speak, even if your sentences are small. Write, even if your spelling is not perfect. Listen, even if you don't understand everything. Because every small effort is building your foundation.